Welcome to part one of the marketing series for private practice. We're going to cover a number of things in this series, and I'm so glad that you're here. One of the big things that we're covering is at versus with. At marketing is where a marketing company, a business, some sort of entity is pushing their marketing at people, whether or not they want it. Kind of traditional marketing is like this. If we think about it, it's intrusive, it doesn't feel good. I don't need to know about that new soda pop because I don't drink soda pop. Whereas with marketing, well, that's completely different. That's joining your client exactly where they're at. You're joining them, you're with them, you're on their side. And so you're producing content and you're producing products that are actually helping them live a better quality of life. If we think about some of our favorite products, we're buying things every single day. It's because in some way they improve our lives. And that's what we want your private practice to do. We want it to be marketed in a way that's authentic to you, that it improves people's lives and it helps them to have a better quality of life. So in this whole series, it's not about convincing people, it's not about tricking them, it's about authentically letting them know about what your practice is doing and how you can help them. So the core of everything is being able to identify the pain that your particular client is dealing with. What we want to do is we want to be able to understand them, to think through things, know who our ideal client is, so that we can say, well, here's the outcome. Here's what they want, here's what they need, and here's what they desire. So in marketing, there's actually 7 different P's that are standard in the marketing world. And we may not have heard this because in grad school, oftentimes they cover clinical things and not marketing needs. So the very first P is product. So you want your product to be good. You're doing counseling or massage therapy or chiropractic. You want to know what your core product is. Oftentimes people will have all sorts of different products. And instead of focus on what's the best product, they focus on all these ancillary things. So at the very beginning of marketing, you want to look at your product, evaluate its quality. The second P is price. We want to not just compete on price, but we also want to compete in other areas. But knowing your price, knowing what's standard in your market is key for you to be able to market yourself well. If you're always going to market on being the lowest, there will always be someone that will go lower than you. So you want to know, what does your price say to your ideal client? The third P for marketing is promotion. And this is what we typically think about when we think about marketing. It's getting our name out there. It's having a budget that's actually going to improve the amount of clients that know about us. We'll talk about the exact ways that you do that, but promotion is the next P. The fourth P of marketing is place. So your place is the physical place that you have your office. How does it look? How does it feel? What does it communicate about your business and what you value? What do you hang on the wall? How clean is it? What's the overall flow of your place? Think about also the location in town. What does that communicate? How is that marketing as well? The fifth P is people. Now, people are essential, not just you as a counselor or massage therapist or chiropractor or whatever your private practice is, but we also want to look at all the people that your potential client touches. So who's answering your phones? What's the voicemail sound like? What's the music sound like? We want to look at that whole environment and what the people communicate throughout your practice. The next P is process. We want to look at from start to finish, what kind of touch points do they have? When they're on your website, what's the process to schedule their first appointment? After they start counseling with you or doing the services that you offer, what is the process there? We want to take them through a very clear process so that it's organized and they feel taken care of. The last P is physical evidence. What is the physical evidence of your business? What is the outcome of counseling? What happens when someone joins you in your process? What's the physical evidence? What would those testimonials look like, even if you don't ask for testimonials? So these 7 Ps are at the core of marketing and understanding the basics of business. So I want to talk with you about what we're going to cover throughout the rest of these lessons. We have 7 total. This is lesson number 1. So let's walk through what we're going to be covering. In the next unit, we're going to be talking about types of marketing in private practice so that you understand what options you have to make the best decision for your business. Next, we're going to dive into talking about your website. We're going to look at how you optimize it, how you grow it, and use that as the hub of getting people into your practice. Next, we're going to look at driving traffic organically to your website. We want people to come to your website without you having to pay for them unless you decide that you want to. Next, after that, we're going to do some advanced teachings around building content that's going to help you market your business. Next, we're going to look at paid marketing, what types of paid advertising to use, And then we're gonna go into creating your marketing plan for each quarter, step by step. Thanks so much for joining me for this series. Right now, what I want you to do is I want you to take one of those 7 Ps and evaluate it. Ask yourself a couple questions. Where do we stand now? Where do I want to stand with that? And what actions do I have to take in order to make that happen?